If you have just arrived and you want to go on a tour, come speak to Mr. Parasol, that's me, right over here. Love you too, gentlemen.
All right, boys, who wants to go for a ride? Friends of Dorothy? Friends of Dorothy?
The little city of West Hollywood is saturated with history and amazing architecture. There's always a great view here. Before it was called West Hollywood, the area was known as Sherman, named for Moses Sherman, who built the LA train system. There were days when you could hear Judy Garland's voice wafting in the jasmine-scented night, singing at someone's private party, or literally find Dorothy Parker passed out in a bush. There's a small triangle section of the park, a tiny oasis of benches and palm trees at the corner of Santa Monica Boulevard and Crescent Heights. It's the location of the Matthew Shepard Human Rights Triangle, also known as Queer Village. In 1991, Rob Roberts fasted there in support of the bill AB 101, the Gay Civil Rights Bill. When Governor Pete Wilson vetoed the bill, thousands of gays and straights gathered at this site and marched down Santa Monica Boulevard to San Vicente, where they rallied for 5 nights. There's a standing plaque commemorating those events, and trees are planted there in honor of Morris Kite and Ivy Bettini. And that's only a mere sampling of some of the historic stars that have graced this little city just west of Hollywood. The neighborhoods are full of local living legends. Who knows, you might catch a glimpse of some of them along your tour today, as you now proceed the rest of your journey on foot.
What's up? Ancient history begins in 1993, when a young straight actor named River Phoenix died of an overdose outside this very club here, the Viper Room. But did you know that way back in the 1940s, this club hosted transvestites and was apparently owned by the gangster Bugsy Siegel? Another factor for West Hollywood's queer attraction was the concentration of bohemian actors, writers, and customers. Many, if not gay themselves, were very friendly to the unconventional sex arrangements. Most typical of this was a happening scene circa 1920 to 1950 called the Garden of Allah. This was a haven for both the wild hetero-adultery and the homo-cavorting right in the middle of Los Angeles, but in that mystic sheriff's department safety zone. Presiding over all this was a major silent film star, who was also a lesbian, and a Russian immigrant named Alla Nazimova.
The Café Gala, jokingly referred to as Café Gala, or more prominently called the world's most interesting supper club, opened in 1939 as the brainchild of patroness Catherine d'Erlanger. She was an alleged Franco-Germanic baroness. The Bali was covertly known as a gay spot, but advertised itself as the it bar for everybody. Pianist Fletcher all but flew around in a purple cape. He sang wicked songs with titles like Get It Up Kitty and Just Keep an Eye on His Business, which were thick with triple entendres. Our author Stuart Timmons' favorite song of Bruce Fletcher's ends like this. I want a cozy little nest somewhere in the West, where the best of the worst will always be. I want an extensive, expensive excursion to the realms of purr, in and diversion. It's the simple things of life for me.
Drag Raceway Highway Boulevard here.
participate in the resurgence of political awareness in the city. Thank you for your time today.
Beans for Queens was the wording of a funny sign carried outside this joint at one of a dozen of gay protests at several points in the early 1970s. But the sign started the trouble was not funny. It read, "Faggots stay out." And it hung for more than 30 years over the bar in that place right there that still remains an institution in West Hollywood, Barney's Beanery. Now, if you look over there, you'll see what used to be the studio of the great fashion designer Rudy Gernwick. His overriding fashion message was freedom. He designed the no bra bra, back in the days of the bullet tip bra. In 1950, Rudy met Harry Hay, and for a few years, they became lovers. Harry showed Rudy his document, The Call, which discussed plans for creating a gay rights organization. Rudy said it was the most dangerous thing he had ever read. He secretly became a founding member and a private funder for that group, the Mattachine Society. Yeah, wasn't that great?
Back in the late 1970s, this place really cooked as flippers, the disco on wheels, yeah? There were skaters at the beach, skaters on the streets. Some hustlers would even skate up to parked cars to negotiate a date. Jim Morris was a handsome African-American, a former Mr. Universe. He trained celebrities as private clients before opening one of the first gyms in this part of town. Exploring one's gay sexuality felt like a righteous political and moral cause. There was the feeling of inventing something completely new and world-changing. To quote Oscar Wilde, the love that dare not speak its name was finally never going to shut up.
All right, welcome to the corner of Santa Monica and Westport. I'm here to talk about two things, church and lesbians. Can I get a hey, babe? The Metropolitan Community Church grew and grew, literally outgrowing building after building. It may not look like home base to the largest lesbian and gay church in the world now, but it once was. Down the street in the now empty lot, the Palms, the infamous Girl Bar, over there on Lapeer, just south of Santa Monica, was known as the birthplace of the lipstick lesbian. By the 1970s, the plaid flannel crowd began to give way to the growing number of girls who didn't mind actually being called girls, and started showing up looking more Hollywoody. Silk blouses, gold chains, and those oh-so-70s designer jeans. You can amen that if you want to. There he is, there he is.
What better place is there to drink in a bit of local queer history than a bar? We are now one of the densest areas for gay bars in all of Los Angeles. This place was called the Blue Parrot. Now here's a fascinating little tidbit of queer bar history. Back in those shady, rainy days, gay was a word that could either mean lighthearted or you're busted, you disgusting pervert.
Therefore, many queer bars, which could not exist officially or they would be shut down, used code names. Often the first word of the bar's name was a color, and the second was a bird. This was known as the bird circuit, and one could visit any urban area in the country and usually find a blue parrot, a purple parrot, a black swan, or like such. Of course, everyone's favorite bird circuit bar name in San Francisco was called the White Swallow.
Starting in the late 1950s, a little freak boutique called Amen as one of the first booming gay mail order businesses in town. The brainchild of one Don Cook, Amen sold fashions for the homosexual persuasion. Sheer harem pants for men. Nylon rear cleavage revealing underwear for men. peekaboo tank tops with nipples revealing for men, and caftans. Lots and lots of caftans. So, across the street right here with the green building with the burgundy awning is the Motherlode. Back in the 60s, it was a bar and restaurant called the Por Favor. And a famous movie star who loved the gay boys used to be a regular there. She caused everyone to stare because she was Judy Garland.
Long before Manhattan's Trinity Studio 54, Scott Forbes' Studio 1 was the gay-owned disco that invented attitude, proclaiming itself a Valhalla of blonde, buff youth. It extends between Robertson and Lapeer at the former site of the Mitchell Camera Company, built in 1929. You see that yellow building there? Yes. That's it. Which just so happened to manufacture the early Technicolor motion picture cameras used in films such as The Wizard of Oz. That Golden Boy myth started to attract paying customers to places like Studio One. Racism and sexism became just business. The door enforced a policy of 3 pieces of ID required for anyone who didn't fit the preferred look. For years, many gay progressives protested constantly.
Just off of Robertson over there, donated space from the city of West Hollywood. There you'll find the June L. Mazer Lesbian Archives, originally the West Coast Lesbian Collections. Also in the same building is the One National Archives Museum and Gallery space. One Archives is the largest gay and lesbian archive in the world, and the One Foundation, which published One magazine, is the oldest existing lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender organization in the United States.
So we've tried to give you a wide, general idea of West Hollywood history, but by no means did we share it all.
Gay old Hollywood and its western hostel. I bid you adieu, and I beg you please, don't forget me, I won't forget you. Please, you must be going now. We won't see difficult to say goodbye. Just follow the street that way.
Charming illustrations on the back of all our paddles were done by the Eugene Salandra. Ding, 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 on the trolley. Ding, 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 on the bell.
Very good, you win the golden ticket.
Please everyone read this and decide whether or not you mind having your photo taken. We shouldn't take for granted what surrounds us. We have everything at our fingertips here. I need to be found. I'm enjoying the umbrella.
You can do that tonight when you get out. All right, point taken. See you later, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the tour.
It was great for the legs, great for the glutes. People went absolutely wild.
And everybody would just gush because they loved her, and it was in family, and it was met with affection.
Anyway, let me get the girls some play.
Where there's flesh, there's spirit, y'all. Amen.
Amen. You guys can feel free to join us. You might want to get out on the street though. Come on and join us.
And this is where I leave all you colorful peacocks. Who knows just what will happen next?
We've had quite a day. Thank you for being part of this. This was our
Thank you. It's really awesome.
Really good.